Hello, Mega Drive maniacs. Nintendo. What? What do you mean we can't use Mega Drive maniacs? Who complained? I didn't get any phone calls. Who complained? We can't use it. Right, we can't. Oh, for Hello, Sega scholars. We're not changing it anymore, so get used to that one. Nintendo nerds and arcade aficionados. Welcome back to arcade.azrall. And today, we've got a new pickup. Hi guys, welcome back to the arcade. Yeah, that's what we're calling it now. And yeah, this is my new pickup. So this was picked up a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to do a video on it, but here we are. So this is what I believe people would call a chip shop cabinet. So this would have been found in many chip shops across the country, especially in the UK, back in the late 80s and early 90s. I definitely remember seeing something like this in my local chippy in Swindon, and I wish I knew what happened to that. So yeah, I'm not quite sure on the make or the model of the cab, but I've been kind of led to believe it's either an electrocoin MIDI or something similar to that. If you guys do know, please feel free to pop something in the comments and let me know, because as I'm a complete novice to most of this, it would be good to find out. So here's the kicker though. It doesn't really work. I bought it as working, and I've seen pictures of it working. Don't get me wrong, seller was lovely. It was in the custody of another chap who was very kind to deliver it from me all the way from the north. I think he lived in Yorkshire somewhere, and he delivered it all the way to Swindon for me. So top marks to the guys. They've been really kind. The only issue is I've got it home, plugged it in, and the monitor doesn't work. It plays blind, so obviously everything else is working, but unfortunately the monitor doesn't work. So I've now got to do some troubleshooting and to figure out what the issue is. However, as I've said, I'm a complete novice, so I don't actually know what to do. Okay, so here's the back of the cabinet. It does need a bit of a clean. That's the old rally game from the cabinet next door, so it didn't come with a game. But it looks fairly tidy inside. The wiring looks pretty good. The only issue is it needs a bloody good clean, which is what we'll do in a bit. But yeah, the monitor unfortunately doesn't turn on. So if I turn the cabinet on, you'll hear the speaker come on and it does the humming and all that jazz, and the game's actually booting up because it's a silent game. When it's in demo mode, you don't actually hear it. So you'll notice as if we get close, there's no neck glow on the monitor, which is a shame. I've fiddled around with the neck board and got nothing. So my next port of call is to see if this transformer needs a bloody good clean, just to make sure that this little wire here, so this one is actually wired up correctly, and there's power going to these here, which then goes up to this cable and then powers the monitor here. So I need to check the power in here. I need to take some advice on that because I'm not 100% sure how to check with a multimeter. I've got one, but I just don't want to stick things in willy-nilly. So I popped onto the UK VAC website and I've asked for help, and I can also ask Alex at Arcade Archive, who's a good friend, and he'll point me in the right direction. My only concern is that there is a really bad crack in the flyback up here. So I'm wondering if that's the issue, because I've seen many other videos online where people say the monitors are playing blind. They go through all the troubleshooting and then they go, oh, the flyback's cracked, that's the problem, and they replace that and it works. But I have looked down here. Let me just see if I can move the camera around. The fuse here, so the fuse here is fine. I've tested the fuse again and done it properly, and the fuse is actually fine, so it's not blowing a fuse. The one bit that does concern me though is this resistor's got some burn on it, but I don't know how old that burn is. But other than that, everything looks pretty clean. It's just well, we need to figure out what the issue is. So hopefully we will be able to find out what that is sooner or later. But I'm overly impressed with the look of the cab. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, you buy something that's working, it gets to you and it doesn't work. So it's one of those head scratchers. You want to bang your head against the wall, but hopefully we can fix this one soon. I've done as much hoovering as I can. Looks like we're going to need the bigger guns like GF Cleaner. This is gross in here. Look at that. 40 years of grime. Oh, this is disgusting. But at least, hey, at least we'll have a nice cab to work in when I start doing the wiring and stuff. Ah, look at that, it's all gross down there. And that will probably need re-looking at anyway. Ah, okay, well, I think that's as much as I can do round the back without taking the whole thing apart, which will probably happen in a later video. So we'll wrap this one up and we'll stick this in a playlist so we can look at restoring this one to its former glory, or at least getting it to work. So there we have it, guys. Unfortunately, it's not the kind of video I wanted to do today. I was hoping to do a bit of gameplay and maybe just sort of like have a look around the cab and see what we thought about it. But unfortunately, it's playing blind, so there's not much we can do about it. But it sounds okay. I've had a look inside. It looks clean. We just need the monitor sorting out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can figure out what the problem is. Thanks so much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure as always. If you like what you see, please give the video a massive like, and also consider subscribing if you haven't already. A few people have asked me about a Patreon already, but I think that's a bit too early for that yet, so haven't got any Patreon details yet. But if you want to buy me a coffee on Ko-fi, the links in the description will be down below, so you can do that if you really want to, and that would be absolutely amazing if you could. But thanks, guys. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.